sad cold start, but it's a def tractor, so we'll be starting the old John Deere 4430 here in a second, and that'll have a pretty good cold start. It's pretty cold today. That's why I'm back in the pickup. I'm gonna go open up the gate to the cows. They're on the other side of the pasture, so I don't have to worry about them getting out. And yeah, we'll start our day. So a little bit about what I'm feeding. I'm feeding a bucket load of a mixture of when it comes to us, we tub grind some hay and some cornstalk bales together. So it's about a 2 hay bales to 1 cornstalk bale ratio. And then I'm feeding a probably 3-year-old hay bale along beside it. And the reason why we're not using like a cart to feed it, well, we don't have that many cows, number one. Number two, the cart that we have is a silage cart, and if you know anything about silage carts and just normal like tub grinder feeders, the auger in the silage deal doesn't do quite well with hay or corn stalks for that matter. So we did try it. It was not very successful and ended up us cleaning the whole thing out manually. So now we just take about 4 trips of 3-year-old hay and a scoop of our, I just call it corn stalks, but it's a corn stalk and hay mix. And I drive out through the pasture. Our cows are about the other side of this creek, and that's where I'll be feeding them. I'd say the cows cleaned up pretty good. This is where I put the hay bales out yesterday, and I see that they're all coming already. So I'd say I'm probably gonna have to put out 5 bales today. So pretty much what I start off by doing is I just kind of set this pile just out in the middle of nowhere. It's actually surprising that they actually eat quite a bit of it. Still, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but they still do eat it. I kind of wish we had a feed wagon so we could just primarily just feed that stuff, but that's just not how it goes. We do have a hay bale grinder, but if we are able to feed these 3-year-old bales without grinding them up, that's the way to go, because every once in a while that grinder is kind of a pain in the butt when the bale kind of gets caught in there. But what I do is I just flip up the bale. These bales are pretty much already tore apart because they are 3-year-old bales. They're falling apart, so it's just happy it made it here to this point. And I just kind of go along the side and kind of play with it myself to break it apart. Kind of hard to do with one hand. I kind of break it apart a little bit for them. So this one's pretty well. I don't know if the glare is probably ruining it for you, but it's already took it apart pretty well. So I'll just go ahead and head back and get me another bale and just keep the corn stalks and hay. So we're primarily a row crop farm. We've had cows for forever, so that's why we just keep on having cows. We're about 150 head of cows. Not that much, but it gives us something to do in the summer when it comes to mowing hay and baling hay and moving hay bales. So it gives me something to do and my little brother to do over the summer. And I quite like cows. It's just kind of a pain during the winter to have to feed them every day, but it is what it is. Well, we're on our second scoop put out. The cows are enjoying it. Got to flip over this hay bale. They're pretty well falling apart by the time I get them here. Look at that one. Yep. All undone, and I didn't even have to rip it down the side. So, here's all the cows, or most of them. There are a few back there, but Yep. So we're on our third trip now, and I ran out of 3-year-old hay bales that I had piled up behind great grandma's house, which the house will soon be my house before too long. I've started remodeling it, but yeah, I ran out of bales. So after I spread fertilizer, I might come back and move up, take this bucket off, put the forks on it, and move up a few more 3-year-old bales from the other side of the farm, so that we can feed them. But for finishing up feeding the cows today, I'll just grab the 2-year-old bales that are behind great grandma's house, and yeah, cows are in the creek. Look like they're getting some water. I'll go ahead and show you guys the difference between a 3-year-old bale and a 2-year-old bale. Flip this one over, and you can see that there is still net wrap on the bottom. The 1-year-old bale will have some really good net wrap still on the bottom, and the 2-year-old bale has some, but is lacking a little bit. I kind of just rub the bucket all the way up and down. It's a lot easier with the forks on it, because you can kind of just stab down the side and rip it. But once I do that, most people are done, but I kind of go with the edge of my bucket. I don't know if you can see very well since it's glare. And I rub the side of the bale and kind of unwraps it even more for the cows. We'll see how crazy they're going over it. They're still kind of surrounding the 2 bales I set out, but as soon as they realize that that's newer hay, they'll go crazy over it. They already came to my hay and cornstalk mix. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go grab another bale. Well, I'm on my 4th round. Oh yeah, throw it on the 80/40. Or mainly New Holland, but you've only seen green and red today. This is the 4430. Been on the farm for a long time, and about to give you a cold start. Might want to shut the door since I got the GoPro set up right there. But here we go. So that cold start kind of sucked. It was plugged in, and it also has gotten a lot warmer since this morning. So that is kind of scaring me when it comes to spreading fertilizer, but the ground still seems solid here. I'm not going to be spreading very far away from the main farm, so I'm not too worried. It doesn't take me very long to spread a load of fertilizer. I got a Dalton, I think it's, I don't know what it's called, but it's an 8-ton, 60-foot spread. I can get a load done in about an hour and a half. And yeah, so I'm not really worried about it too much. But yeah, it's kind of sad that I couldn't get it spread earlier. But yeah, I'm backing up to a bale now. Alrighty, we're in the 4430. We're going to be feeding corn to them. As you can see, this is a pretty unique thing. This is a pallet with some extensions that I put on it, made out of wood. Previous extensions broke, so I made my own. Had to go recording some stuff for you. And yeah, pretty warm too. And it is getting sloppy, but I kind of understand it's getting warm. But I have been traveling on this path at least 10 times back and forth. Well, back and forth 5 times, but 10 times total. There's the grain bins at great grandma's house. But yeah, we're heading back over to the cows. Desperate the cows are to come and see me. They're all here looking for me. I can literally place the GoPro in front of me. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I'm feeding cows. audio is very good on these. I haven't recorded with these since I was 13, 14. Before that, I actually did have some real GoPros, but they got stolen. And how did they get stolen? They got stolen in a pickup truck. The pickup truck got stolen and they were in there. It was a pickup truck I was driving around. It was a 1999 Dodge Cummins 5-speed manual. So yeah, I was going to be my truck that I was going to drive. I was going to drive that thing to school every day and I was going to do everything with that thing. But got stolen before I even turned 16. Look at the gals. They are looking like they are ready for a snack. But yeah, I guess I'll. Oh shoot, they're kind of limiting me where I'm going to start, but I guess I'll start around here. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties. There's a chunk of corn in my feeder, so I had to get out and screamed at them the whole time to keep the cows away from me as I got all that clod of crap out of the bottom so it actually drained. But yep, GoPro, fake GoPro 1, fake GoPro 2. Cows are still munching on some of the hay. I mean, I put out 5 today, so we'll see what's left over tomorrow, but that's all the corn for them. Alright, we'll fill it up with corn now too. Got this custom-made auger here, and there's our conveyor auger. I use that to unload the truck of fertilizer. So this is what I made. This little box frame. Put a lot of boards on it. Made it pretty good on this side. This one had to be redone because it's board split in half, but yeah. Just got done eating some lunch. We're over at my mom and dad's house at the grain bed set up over here, and we're about to spread some fertilizer with the TA 300. Last load of the year. So let's get to it. So we're out in the field. I got the monitor, the ag leader monitor, rocking and rolling. As you can see, this thing is on its last live. There's a crack in there. It's on its last live, but we keep rocking and rolling with it. It's been that way since last year, so it's doing good. We've got the steering wheel ag leader. This one doesn't have it built in, even though it's a 2015. We've got the little monitor, so it's not the luxury one. So we're spreading. I'll get some cool GoPro shots out of this. On this farm, we do not own that part, but we do own this. We don't own this part either. We rent this part. I think my grandpa came in with a dozer. We have 2 dozers ourselves, and I think we did some dozer work for him. Not as muddy as I thought it would be. In this dirt channel, it is a little muddy. But I'd say this spring, I will be working this quite a few times to get it nice and smoothed up for the year. But yeah, we're cruising along around the outside, not going too fast. This is mainly bottom ground that I just came out of the bottom. There's just a few terraces up on this hillside. So I'm cruising. I cruise about 11 miles an hour to 12 miles an hour whenever I'm in the bottom. But little rough, so I slow down when I go up and over these terraces. Yeah, it is a little damp out here. It's still a little surface, just a little bit of surface is not frozen. There's some spots that are a little damp, but I'm cruising along. It won't take me too long to get this done, so I'm not too worried about it. And if I do have problems, I'll just go to a different part of the farm and where it's more on hills instead of in this bottom. But I really want to get this bottom done because I can roll over tons of acres if I'm just going straight down the backs instead of running around terraces. So that's what I'm going to try to do, is get as much of this bottom I can get done, which I should be able to finish it, and then I will have to go run over to some of the hills and do a few of them too. So I've got my line set up and it's driving on the line. It is kind of been screwing up a little bit, but it's not going straightest in the world, but it's pretty old, so I'm not really complaining too much. This is our oldest monitor and steering setup we have. It runs a 2012 3660. As you can see, this is definitely not the greatest stuff to be in that moment. I don't like where that AV line is, so I am not going to spread about a few feet because that, I'm not going to drive in that. That's me turning it back on and then lining back up. That's pretty good. It's pretty smooth for how old it is. It's 2012 and that's what it came with. The 3660 came with. You can see it's a 16 row split. And we also pulled the 1,000 bushel grain cart Demco with this tractor. So if you really wonder what we have, you can go check out the Instagram, and that has pictures of everything. It is definitely a lot more solid than I thought it would be out here. I just went over through that wet spot right there, and I didn't really sink in very much. She's cruising, having no problems. Should cover about 80 acres. We're at 15 at the moment. Let's see what we get to. All done with the first patch. We have 36 acres covered. Gonna be heading to the next little patch to see what I can get out of them. I'd say I probably got about 80 acres on because I didn't quite fill it whenever I emptied the truck. I've been listening to music. This tractor doesn't have Bluetooth, but if you go to Walmart, pick up one of those, you can listen to Bluetooth from your phone, so that's pretty nice. 4430 doesn't have Bluetooth either, and I still haven't figured that one out yet. Alrighty, we are I'd say about 55 acres done. Going to the next patch. I got two little patches I just finished up. This is our next patch. That's our target. That should take a big chunk out of it, that's for sure. Might actually finish me off because I don't know if I even have 80 acres in here. But yeah, she's muddy. The tractor's already muddy from the last time I spread, and I'm making it even more muddy, so that's gonna be fun to clean up. We're all done. 76 acres. There's it in the mini map. But yep, 76 acres. We're done with fertilizer on the year. Hooray. But yeah, I'm gonna take this home and then probably go move hay bales from there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and then hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.